Hello, and thank you for joining. I'm your host, Eddie Agil, and this is XROM, India's first AR/VR podcast. And today I have with us Mr. Jeffrey Budiman, co-founder and chief operating officer with Senja Lazuardy. He's the CTO of WIR Global, an Indonesian company which also boasts of being one of Asia's leading digital reality group companies. They have a unique business model and leverage augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and emerging technologies to create positive impacts through meaningful products, services, and experience. So thank you, Jeffrey and Senja. Really, it's a pleasure and honor to have you guys. So instead of me doing the introduction, why don't I let you take over? So please start with a brief introduction, a background to set the context of the conversation. And Jeffrey, why don't you take the lead?
All right, sure. Again, thank you for the opportunity, Eddie, and hi for everyone. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jeffrey. Like mentioned, I'm the COO of the company, and this is Senja, the CTO of the company. We are basically the co-founder of the company that we have started since 2009. So we started the company with only a very humble beginning with only 20 people, right. And now we are expanded and served to more than 20 countries globally. And of course, my responsibility as the COO is to oversee different aspects of the operation in order to deliver the best solutions, customized for our clients. Yeah, that's in a nutshell. So Senja, your turn to introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Jeffrey. At what Jeff said, that WIR has now grown the team to 200 plus people, where majority are engineers. My role is to lead and manage all the engineers or overseas technical aspects, and including create new innovation and IP for the companies. We believe IP is very crucial in this industry.
Yeah. Again, to add what Senja said, I think IP is also one of the key elements for basically what we believe to every tech companies. We have patented some of our solutions as well, not only in the territory, but also we have registered these patents under World IP organizations as well.
Lovely, superb. So lovely. I mean, it's a pleasure to have you guys. And right, Senja just pointed out IPs. I think it's the future. And you mentioned that you patented a couple of solutions. I mean, we would love to talk about that a little bit later. So why don't you, give me a little brief overview on WIR Global. When was it incepted, and what was the problem that you're trying to solve with the company?
Yeah, again, it was founded in 2009. We the founders have the dream to build, an Indonesian tech company. Indonesian also can have a tech companies, that not only own intellectual properties, but also with the dream to become one of the global tech players as well, coming from Indonesia. So the way we do it is we want to solve various problems faced in the society today, right? Although we may use advanced technologies like AR, VR, all those stuff, but we want to make sure that the solutions that we do have to be highly relevant to the market today, such as the platform. We created a platform to allow people to get additional income, for instance. I can be more detailed about that later on. Brands to have a better measurable engagement with customers through technology, amongst many others. So in a way, since then, we have built quite a comprehensive libraries of solutions over the years. So basically, we already have now a couple of units basically under WIR. Right. So one, of course, AR&Co is actually the developer company, which is considered one of the very first companies, I think, in Southeast Asia, basically, that introduced this technology down to the region. And from there, we have diversified our offerings to a couple of other units as well. So we have smart devices, IoT screen named DAF. We have a platform like I mentioned just now, which is MindSource. We also have a game now that using both geolocations and augmented reality as well. So yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, so that I think it's a very unique model, because I think globally, if you go to see, that's not many companies who have adopted the model where you're kind of incubating these kind of tech. So for example, there's another company which I know of. It's called the Glimpse Group. Got the same model of what you guys are doing. I think they've got somewhere around 8 companies that they are incubating at this point in time. So all of these 8 companies do different things. One company possibly is doing augmented reality, one is doing virtual reality, and they all are servicing different sectors, and they leverage all of those companies' capabilities and provide the services and solutions plus consultancy as a collaborative. And I was on your website and you said obviously collaborative is the future, and even I kind of believe the same, because that's the reason I have I have this company called XR Bazaar, which has got a similar model. It's an e-commerce platform.
Yeah.
But it's not just an e-commerce platform. It's got a, what we do is like we provide hardware, software, consultancy, and content development to deployment under one roof. What we do is like, I mean, think of us as an aggregator platform like Uber. What we do is we have these consultants from not just Bombay in India, but around the world, or content developers from all around the world. And we provide services as a collaborative platform. And I guess that's a win-win model. I think you guys are also doing that. You mentioned the name of the company of AR&Co. Yeah. Would you like to talk a little bit more about your group companies? I mean, there is DAV, there is Minar. So would you like to talk a little bit more about those companies?
I will play the video while I'm explaining. This is just an example of AR&Co. So AR&Co is basically a unit that develops customized solutions for various clients. Like this one, for example, this is the project that we built for our clients in Spain. It's actually one of the very first use case of augmented reality books in Europe, even, right? Where when this publisher Saldana is one of the biggest large publishers over there. They want to cater kids, already used to use gadgets, but still they want to sell, make more interesting to this or encyclopedias that we have. So they have like created content on different pages. We have also these other clients, also by AR&Co, the developer. So this one is our clients in Vietnam. So we work with Dutch lady in this case. So the AR is when you show the application towards the packaging, you will be introduced to their mascots. The kids can interact with the mascot at the same time. Also, if you buy a bundle, you also will get like a toy. And each of the toy also will have some kind of interactivities. And you know what? We have like 30 toys to collect. So you can imagine it will also increase sales, right?
Nice.
They will keep buying the products over and over again. This was also is an award-winning project for one of the event, in Silicon Valley, USA.
Augmented World Expo.
Augmented World Expo, they have Auggie Awards. So next, this one is pretty interesting. It's actually our project in Nigeria back in 2015. So we have this opportunity to create an app for one of the presidential candidate then, which is Muhammad Buhari, which is not the president of Nigeria. So the app is actually utilizing all those political party logos all around, right? So if you show it to the political party logo, the candidates will pop up, share their vision and mission about the future Nigeria. The users, the voters can also send some messages about what is their aspirations. It was successful campaign. Okay, this is another one. This one is actually a project that we do in Central Java. So basically, this is the first augmented reality park in Indonesia, at least, where the kids, can go to a virtual zoo. So they go around in this virtual zoo. They will interact with all these virtual animals, And the good thing is, they can learn about harmony, the values of tolerance, harmony with nature and stuff, very entertaining, very educational. And the good thing is, for the management of the park itself, they don't need to, to take care of the animal. It's virtual anyway. But the good thing also, right? This is just some examples that, the kids may not know that they are actually interacting with augmented reality, but they have the direct impact. We achieve the objective through education / entertainment. They can understand all the values that we are trying to teach, of course, utilizing more interactive technologies. So Tokopedia is one of the Indonesian unicorn e-commerce platform. Of course, they have BTS, this boy band, as the brand ambassador, and we have the opportunity to create like a virtual photo booth, basically. So basically, all the people who came to the fair, they can take photos with their idols virtually.
Right.
And then they can share it to social media, make it viral, etc., etc. Okay, this is another one. This is pretty interesting because I'm sure with you understand like the future with augmented reality, future legends, all the stuff. The border between what is real and what is digital become completely overlapping, completely blurred.
Right.
And this is another one that we do to demonstrate those possible future. We work with an Indonesian artist, and we actually use an AR glasses here. We work with this device, Microsoft HoloLens. I'm sure you're familiar with that. And then with it, people begin to understand the possible future that if you use that, you can interact with a lot of digital contents. In this case, they can see the characters popping up. They use the hand gestures to interact with the characters, and then they begin to also understand the difference between what is an AR glasses, what is the VR glasses, right? VR glasses, you can, once you wear it, you may not see your surroundings, but AR glasses, you can still see your surroundings. So you can imagine in the future, with, of course, the speed of 5G, for example, with more optimized engines for games and other things, we will have our own world. We have to be there, create those ecosystems. This is another interesting one. This is actually our own product, which is a game called Minar, mining, AR Minar, right? So this one we start combining with geolocations, right? The gameplay is, right, you have to go around the cities collecting coins and points, but not only collecting, you can redeem those coins and points. And then you can redeem it with actual rewards, like this guy over here, right? Once he found the coins, he need to find where the treasure box is, and there you go. There's the treasure box. The treasure box will pop up. You can collect the coins and points, and then after that, there you go. In this case, maybe you have some points to spend. Then you just go to the nearest mini market to actually, spend the coins. And then in this case, got some vouchers, so brands can actually use these to, start introducing where they are. Please come, come to the location, start spending, etc., etc.
What's the traction been for Minar so far?
Okay, the traction is pretty good. Yeah. So we have quite more than already hundreds and hundreds of thousands of users nowadays already playing it since launch it, and even in the last few months already, the traction is already going up. And especially since the pandemic, we also creating like some campaigns that they can mine at home.
Right.
So interesting. Walk around, they can mine at home. The brands actually use this platform to reach, to these people who's basically stuck at home, and then they can still, showing new products, new services. They can go to their websites, etc., etc. So it becomes like a new channel for them. Like this example, this is a good example for even a football club actually starting to use augmented reality. In this case, Persija is our local Jakarta football club, right? Right. Strong fan base. In this case, these people may miss to see, to see the games, etc. So what they do, they want to show support. So they can invite, shall I say, the virtual players. There you go, take photos, show support, This is more like a fan service, right?
Right.
Yeah. And not only that, just to continue what our discussion on Minar can start, this also goes to the fan, right? They can start mining the special coins at home, and then they can use that coins to buy exclusive merchandises from the football club, discounts, whatever. So that's the game look like. They can do it anywhere they want, from maybe the parking lot. Yeah, there you go. They get the points, and then they can spend it. Next, okay, now this is just to continue, all the different units that we have. This is the unit under WIR, so we have started to cater to those who don't even want to install, but they want to experience AR, VR as well. So we have these machines in retail spaces, so brands don't need to force people to install anything, but they can use these machines to interact with the user. In this case, as you can see, simply get the packaging, AR's popping up. They have this competition, for example, they can take photos. You can also, do transactions over there. You can buy stuff. You can pay with cashless payments. So this is a good example. It's a fun dancing games provided by the brand. After you show the packaging, you can now compete. You can choose the character, take photos just now, choose the background. And there you go. Let's say her face is over there. So it's very interactive, very fun. And then of course the user will be able to get like discounts, for example. And the brands will have all the reports, like how many people are actually playing, the actual demography, what time, which area, etc., etc. So all those are already more measurable for the brands. Right.
So when you talk about these units, I mean, you said you said you've got AR&Co, you got DAVs and Minar. So these are separate startups, separate entities, or how do they function? Is it something which you incubate within WIR Global?
So WIR, basically, we want to create the actual ecosystem, that completes one another. We do all the from end-to-end solutions for clients, and then the why DAV, and let's say after this Minar, and after this I'm going to show you another last video. Basically, it's a platform. Basically, we want to cater. We want to solve all the different problems, specific problems that the client face. So let's say for DAV, for example, we want to make sure that brands can have like a more measurable brand engagement in the actual retail space, for example. Then we can provide that. I can show you the last video if you like.
Yes, please.
Right?
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is another video that I can show you that we actually work with some partner companies as well. In this case, we work with Alpha Group is actually one of the biggest mini market chain in Indonesia. So now people can open their own Alpha store without the need to have their a shop house or pay a franchise fee, for example. With a minimum investment, they can open their own future store. They can become the brand ambassador. They can start selling to their friends and families. Like this one. A lot of acquisition of efforts, by Alpha to get new members that help them, that helps selling all the stuff through these people. So this is like the store owner in AlphaMind. So they become like a virtual store owner of AlphaMind.
Right.
With AlphaMind platform. So this is another solution that we offer to our clients. And then we have created different platforms using MindSource as well.
Right. So I would like to again come in over here. You mentioned about AR&Co, the Minar, DAV, AlphaMind. So are these separate entities that function under WIR Global, or are these inbuilt IPs where you build them inside WIR Global? Because when I spoke about the Glimpse Group clearly has 8 different startups, but they are incubated under them. How does it work with WIR Global, or they are your IPs which you are building in-house?
Yeah, so basically they are our business units.
Right.
They are our IPs as well.
Right.
So yeah, and then of course each of these business units have their own management.
Right.
They have their own engineers and strategy.
Senja, from your point of view, you're the CTO. How excited are you about AR, VR, MR, and AI? I think in another couple of years, 5G is going to converge and there's going to be humongous explosion of economical benefits. Where do you see the most value coming in with what you guys are doing?
Okay, talking about 5G means we are talking about the data speed, of course. Yes, this will have a big impact of development of AR and VR, especially with the kind of content that can be delivered. Especially if we develop an AR apps, in AR apps, the majority of data capacity lies in the AR content itself, like videos, like audios, and 3D objects. Maybe around 80% of the AR apps file size consists of the content like that. Yeah. If we develop online-based AR apps, technology that relies on data speed can be the solution. Yeah, I think. Yeah, and we know that AI now has grown fast.
Yeah.
If we connect this technology with the AR, of course, we also talking about the computer vision. in these aspects. The development of AI at this time is also significant, as well as the development of tracking technology in AR. In the past, of AR only recognized like black and white, like markers, like barcode, QR codes. Yes.
Right.
And moving on is into 2D image tracking or 3D object tracking and face tracking. Even with the current development of AR accelerating the markerless tracking technology that we can now enjoy today, of course. If we talk about the increasingly advanced technology like hardware, software, and maybe network infrastructures, this technology will also move forward and be quickly absorbed by the community, I think.
Yeah, also just to add about your question about which one may be at most, with massive changes, etc. I think the good thing about this technology, right, especially when we talk about AR, I think at this point we still simply touch the surface, all the possibilities, right? So based on our experience till now, we have served many sectors, from manufacturing, from retails. The one that we show is more like brand communications. We have done with trainings as well. So especially with like Senja said, with 5G, I think it will open up even more. So I think we are pretty excited about what will happen when SMARTIES is there.
Yeah. We living in exciting times, and I think it's the road ahead is super awesome. So tell me, WIR Global, you guys setting up the company, what were the challenges you faced in building an AR/VR company?
Yeah, I mean, especially us, this is like our 11th year now.
Yes.
This is like, we're an old company. So as you know, back in 2009, right? Yeah, basically nobody knew what they are, right? So the market was super not ready by then. And of course, one of the main challenges since that time is, of course, the market, right? How ready the market is going to be. And they have to be slowly educated, and we are still doing it until now, right? At that time, even some of them, they thought we are either an animation company, and some even thought we are an accounting firm, right? AR, account receivables, that bad. So at the same time, till actually another challenge that we face, of course, the infrastructure beyond the big cities. I'm sure it also happened in many countries, maybe in India as well. I'm not so sure, but at least in Indonesia, the internet penetrations due to these limitations in infrastructure, they're still catching up. So now the penetration is around 60%, if not mistaken. Yeah. So I need to add some,
Yes, we start at the time where we know Pokemon Go, of course. And so the other main challenge is, of course, we talk about of the resources, human resource. The people who can develop AR solution itself. So it's not easy to hire programmers at the time.
I think based on our experience as well, is really to keep it fundamental, really, to build a solid business foundation that, yes, utilizes AR and VR instead. Make it very relevant to the market, understanding what the market needs, very consumer focused in a way, while in stages, then we can educate the uses of AR and VR using momentum, like now, like you said, after this COVID pandemic, now people then begin to realize the importance of fast adapting digitalization. The momentum will be there.
So 11 years, that's a long time. I guess, being one of the first movers, obviously there are these advantages and there are these downsides also, right? I mean, so yes, you said solid piece of foundation. I think that's the core of building a company and what market needs. I think that's one of the most important piece. If anybody is listening and wants to start up a company, I mean, those are the core. What I see from WIR Global, your focus is extremely wide. It's not one specific thing, and that sometimes could also be a positive, and it also could be a negative. For the ones who are listening at this point in time and who want to start up an AR/VR company, what would be your advice to them? What would be the do's and do nots?
I'm sure nowadays, lots of startups either fail to make profits. I think ironically, some of them even simply, build startups just to raise funds. We really have to avoid this mentality. In the end of the day, like I say, why we need to build a solid business foundation. Is I think the good thing about the founders in WIR Group, we have a balance between the technical side like Senja, and we also have founders who have a fairly long track records in branding, brand engagement, and communication as well. So we have a balance between our idealism in how to utilize this technology and understanding what the market really needs. So for people from the outside, they may see that we are like diversifying very wide, but actually the core is still the same. The core is still digital reality technology, AR, VR, and artificial intelligence. It's just about how we use this same foundation into many things. It's
right.
Just different executions. But
exactly.
The core is still the same.
Very true. And you mentioned about the team. I think that's the core. I mean, you have a nice team who are resilient, hardworking, and I think things will just fall in place. So COVID. We're talking about COVID. Obviously, everybody is impacted, especially here in India. We're deeply impacted. The economy is down by 24%, and there's mass employment and things like that. But then the positive side is that all of the technologies which were in a creeping mechanism has suddenly got all the right spotlight, right? So what's your perspective from your vantage point? How is immersive technology being impacted by COVID in Indonesia?
The impact may be seen as quite negative to many, but eventually for tech companies, especially in the AR&VR, it becomes like, shows quite a positive growth. Everyone is now trying to see how the world of virtuals or augmented becomes like helps them to to make the distance closer. Although let's say they can meet virtually, those stuff, they can make like online educations more interactive. They try to replace what has been missing from a physical contact, and then I think indeed in that case, AR and VR, really can play an important roles in replacing what has been missing in the physical context.
So is WIR Global funded? Is it bootstrapped? And what is the market scenario in Indonesia when it comes to AR, VR, MR?
Well, since the beginning, until now, we are still bootstrapping actually. So we grow organically, like I mentioned very early, we started from 20 people. Now we have 200 plus, we slowly building up our portfolios, etc., etc. So the roadmap for the future of WIR itself is basically, as I mentioned, the border between the world of digital and reality has been completely blurred. So the future roadmap of WIR, yes, we have to be at the forefront of that. We have to be there. We have to develop the right ecosystem to connect various elements, including let's say content distributions or transactions and many, many others. And I think we are in the midst of connecting the dots, and slowly educating the market in Indonesia. And luckily, I'm sure it may also apply in India, in Indonesia itself, how people be educated about the use of AR. They can adapt pretty fast. They can adapt to technology pretty fast. Although we need to just introduce once, they can adapt like pretty quickly. We introduce another elements, they can adapt pretty quickly as well. So I think that's from the challenge, it may become also an advantage for us.
So WIR Global is expanding internationally, right? I mean, you guys are opening up your networking offices around the world. Is India in your map in the near future?
Well, we have delivered projects in more than 20 plus countries, right? So we have developed projects for Nigeria, Vietnam, US, Singapore, many other countries, but not yet India. Not yet India, yeah. I think we really look forward to see over there. You've seen examples just now, and we hope, to see those use cases also implemented in India as well.
Lovely. Yeah, I hope, you guys set up an office over here, because I think, the world is getting hyper connected. Microsoft recently said that they've extended their work from home option forever. I don't even understand that, but how cool is that? Because I think Google has given a work from home option till summer 2021. Facebook has followed, but Microsoft has given it forever. So somehow this COVID is changing the entire dynamic. And what will this do is that it will make the world more and more closer. It's going to get more and more hyper connected, and there's going to be more and more opportunities which will open up. And this is the right time for us to kind of reach out, explore possible collaboration, and kind of figure out business opportunities. What is the future roadmap for WIR Global?
Like you said, everything has been hyper connected. I'm sure the roadmap, I think, as I said just now, we are actually developing the ecosystem, and the ecosystem we are talking about new ecosystem as well, maybe opening up. Since everything is like working from home, there will be new needs and new challenges to be solved. Since we are stuck at home, quote unquote, yeah. So and there will no more distance. There will be now we don't need to travel. I can talk to you just like that, and the next day I can talk to you from some other countries. It's no longer about distance, time, and travel anymore. And from there, it will come up with new needs and challenges that we need to solve. And for the future roadmap, we just want to be able to connect all these dots and make it like a complete ecosystem. Who knows, in the future there will be like a new product from us, with the same core, AR and VR. But we want to be at the forefront of of that. We want to create the real ecosystem for people to stay digital, in a way, maybe one day, like COVID may pass. I'm sure COVID may pass one day, but from there, I hope that digital lifestyle will be already there, and we want to be play a significant role in that by the time it comes. Yeah.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Senja. It was a pleasure talking to you. And I guess, yeah. So, most of the big companies, if you see, they're either from, most of them from America. But now there are some companies which are obviously, breeding in China. But Southeast Asia as a region, there is not a single global company, global tech company. I hope and I wish that you guys create some beautiful product and, become huge, and I think it's about time that a huge global tech company comes out of this part of the world. So on that, I wish you the very best. Thank you for talking to us and giving time. Really appreciate this. And to my listeners, if you like what you see here, please press the subscribe button. And until next time, see you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.